1 Kings 12. Some of the people rebelled against Rehoboam. Rehoboam went to Shechem, where everyone was waiting to crown him king. Jeroboam, son of Nebat, heard what was happening, and he stayed in Egypt, where he had gone to hide from Solomon. But the people from the northern tribes of Israel sent for him. Then together they went to Rehoboam and said, "Your father Solomon forced us to work very hard. But if we make our work easier, we'll serve you and do whatever you ask. Give me 3 days to think about it." Rehoboam replied, "Then come back for my answer." So the people left. Rehoboam went to some leaders who had been his father's senior officers, and he asked them, "What should I tell these people?" They answered, "If we want them to serve and obey you, then you should do what they ask today. Tell them you will make their work easier." But Rehoboam refused their advice and went to the younger man who had grown up with him and were now his officers. He asked, "What do you think I should say to these people who ask me to make their work easier?" His younger advisor said, "Here's what we think you should say to them. Compared to me, my father was weak. He made you work hard, but I will make you work even harder. He punished you with whips, but I will use whips with pieces of sharp metal." 3 days later, Jeroboam and the other came back. Rehoboam ignored the advice the older advisor. He spoke bluntly and told them exactly what his own advisor had suggested. "My father made you work hard, but I will make you work even harder. He punished you with whips, but I will use whips with pieces of sharp metal." When the people realized that Rehoboam would not listen to them, they shouted, "We don't have to be loyal to David's family. We can do what we want. Come on, people of Israel, let's go home." Rehoboam can rule his own people. Adoniram was in charge of the forces, labor, and Rehoboam sent him to talk to the people, but they stoned him to death. Then Rehoboam ran to his chariot and hurried back to Jerusalem. So the people who the northern tribes of Israel went home, leaving Rehoboam to rule only the people from the towns in Judah. Ever since that day, the people of Israel have opposed David's family in Judah. All of this happened just as the Lord prophet Ahijah had told Jeroboam. When the Israelites heard that Jeroboam was back, they called everyone together. Then they sent for Jeroboam and made him king of Israel. Only the people from the tribe of Judah remained loyal to David's family. Shemaiah warns Rehoboam. After Rehoboam returned to Jerusalem, he decided to attack Israel and take control of the whole country. So he called together 180,000 soldiers from the tribes of Judah and Benjamin. Meanwhile, God told Shemaiah the prophet to give Rehoboam and everyone from Judah and Benjamin this warning: don't go to war against the people from Israel. They are your relatives. Go home. I am the Lord, and I made these things happen. Rehoboam and his army obeyed the Lord and went home. Jeroboam makes religious changes. Jeroboam rebuilt Shechem in Ephraim and made it a strong town. Then he moved there. He also fortified the town of Peniel. One day, Jeroboam started thinking, everyone in Israel still goes to the temple in Jerusalem to offer sacrifice to the Lord. What if they become loyal to David's family again? They will kill me and accept Rehoboam as their king. Jeroboam asked for advice and then made 2 gold statues of calves. He showed them to the people and said, listen everyone, you won't have to go to Jeroboam to worship anymore. Here are your gods who rescued you from Egypt. Then he put one of the gold calves in the town of Bethel and the other in the town of Dan. The people sinned because they started going to this palace to worship. Jeroboam built small places of worship at the shrines and appointed men who were not from the tribe of Levi to serve as priests. He also decided to start a new festival for the Israelites on the 15th day of the 8th month, just like the one in Judah. On that day, Jeroboam went to Bethel and offered sacrifices on the altar to the gold calf he had put there. Then he assigned the priests their duties. 1 Kings 13. A prophet condemned the altar at Bethel. One day, Jeroboam was standing at the altar in Bethel, ready to make an offering. Suddenly one of God's prophets arrived from Judah and shouted, "The Lord sent me with a message about this altar. A child named Josiah will be born into David's family. He will sacrifice on this altar the priests who make offerings here, and human bones will be burned on it. You will know that the Lord has said these things when the altar split in half, and the ashes on it fall to the ground." Jeroboam pointed at the prophet and shouted, "Grab him!" But at once Jeroboam's hand became stiff and he could not move it. The altar split in half and the ashes fell to the ground. just as the prophet had warned. Please pray to the Lord your God and ask him to heal my hand. Jeroboam begged. The prophet prayed and Jeroboam's hand was healed. Come home with me and eat something, Jeroboam said. I want to give you a gift for what you have done. No, I wouldn't go with you, even if you offered me half of your kingdom. I own it or drink here neither. The Lord said I can't eat or drink anything, and that I can't go home the same way I came. Then he started home down a different road. An old prophet from Bethel. At that time, an old prophet lived in Bethel, and one of his sons told him what the prophet from Judah had said and done. Show me which way he went, the old prophet said, and his son pointed out the Lord. Put a saddle on my donkey, he told them. After they did, he got on the donkey and rode off to look for the prophet from Judah. The old prophet found him sitting under an oak tree and asked, Are you the prophet from Judah? Yes, I am. Come home with me, the old prophet said, and have something to eat. I can't go back with you, the prophet replied, and I can't eat or drink anything with you. The Lord warned me not to eat or drink or to go home the same way I came. The old prophet said, I am prophet too. One of the Lord's angels told me to take you to my house and give you something to eat and drink. The prophet from Judah did not know that the old prophet was lying. So he went home with him and ate and drank. During the meal, the Lord gave the old prophet a message for the prophet from Judah. Listen to the Lord's message. You have disobeyed the Lord your God. He told you not to eat or drink anything here, when you came home and ate with me. And so, when you die, your body won't be buried in your family tomb. After the meal, the old prophet got a donkey ready, and the prophet from Judah left. Along the way, a lion attacked and killed him, and the donkey and the lion stood there beside his dead body. Some people walked by and saw the body with the lion standing there. They ran into battle, telling everyone what they had seen. When the old prophet heard the news, he said, There must be a prophet from Judah. The Lord warned him, but he disobeyed. So the Lord sent a lion to kill him. The old prophet told his sons to saddle his donkey, and when it was ready, he left. He found the body lying on the road, with the donkey and lion standing there. The lion had not eaten the body or attacked the donkey. The old prophet picked up the body, put it on his own donkey, and took it back to Bethel, so he could bury it and mourn for the prophet for Judah. He buried the body in his own family tomb and cried for the prophet. He said to his sons, When I die, bury my body next to his prophet. I'm sure that everything he said about the altar in battle and shrine in Samaria will happen. But Jeroboam kept on doing evil things. He appointed men to be priests at the local shrines, even if they were not Levites. In fact, anyone who wanted to be priest could be one. This simple thing led to the downfall of his kingdom.